Elon Musk has gone down the route of the evil genius.
But do you worry that the party pooper could be the person who may be your biggest saviour a week ago, Elon Musk? You called him a bloody hero on Boxing Day.
Yeah, he's very supportive of me. He's very supportive of the party. He sees Robinson as one of these people that fought against the grooming gangs.
Would you accept Robinson as a member of your party? You quit UKIP over the association with him last time.
He's not what we need.
So what does Elon Musk do? He says, okay, Mr. Farage, well, I think your party should just topple you. Elon Musk has also been supporting the BJP, the radical Hindu nationalist party, and he has supported the BJP by acquiescing to all of their demands of censorship. Censor these bastards! They do not worship cows like we do, damn it! They want to have the beef Big Mac in McDonald's. This is bullshit. Oh no, I worship bullshit. I worship cows. That means I worship bullshit. This is pig shit. Elon, censor them. And so Elon will censor them. And so if these people get what they want, they are going to implement a transhumanist dystopian society. And they are going to enact a transhumanist despotism. And people talk about Sharia law. Oh, Sharia law is going to take over America, guys. And oh my God. The Texas cowgirls are going to eventually become the Texas hijabi girls, and they're going to start riding camels instead of horses, and we're going to start drinking camel piss instead of cow milk. I mean, really, guys. But the wealthiest dude in the world is in America. He is conducting his major industrial business. He's running Tesla, and he's influencing politics, and he doesn't believe in Sharia law. No. He believes in technocratic Sharia law. He believes in transhumanist Sharia law. He believes in trans Sharia law. Musk is for eugenics. He believes that everyone should have the Neuralink microchip implanted in their brains because, according to him, it would be the next step of human evolution. So he wants to recreate humanity, and he wants to genetically engineer humanity within this paradigm of transhumanist ideology, which is basically our form of eugenics for today.
Going back to the AI situation, if you assume any rate of advancement in AI, we will be left behind by a lot. We would be so far below them in intelligence that it would be like, a pet, basically.
Pet, that's what I was thinking.
Like a pet.
Like
a cat.
Do you think there will be a world in the next couple of decades where it's hundreds of millions of people have Neuralinks?
Yeah. I do.
Do you think when they see the capabilities, the superhuman capabilities that are possible?
Yeah, if it's extremely safe, and you can have superhuman abilities, and let's say you can upload your memories, so you wouldn't lose memories, then I think probably a lot of people would choose to have it.
That's what they want to be. They want to play God and remake man in their own image. And you have American Christians waving the Israeli flag, and they're revering people like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. And what happened? Israel was using AI to target people. Now, for years, Christians have been talking about how the government wants to track you down. The government wants to find out where you live. The government wants to know what you're doing. The government is listening in on your phone calls. And yes, we should absolutely be worried about those things. But we have literally seen the destructive consequences of such a surveillance policy. And the American conservatives, a lot of them don't give a damn. Why? Oh, because it's Israel using the AI. And the AI program called Lavender has put all the data together, and it has come up with this list of targets for destruction. Okay, destroy all the targets. Boom, 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 boom. Thousands of people dead. They used all that data to slaughter people. Christians, what are they doing? I love Musk. Oh, yes. Let me just wave my Israeli flag. So what is happening here? What's happening here is Elon Musk wants to accelerate the transition that we have been seeing for the last decade or so, which is a transitioning towards radicalism. For how long will the sycophants of Elon Musk continue on? Well, it looks like they're not going to go anywhere, because I was watching Alex Jones yesterday, and Alex Jones was talking about how great Elon Musk is, because Elon Musk has been talking about grooming gangs in the UK, and Alex Jones was saying something like,
Elon Musk, you're doing so much good. Please continue to be more hardcore
And don't get less hardcore. And please don't let people harassing you and manipulating you drive you off of your mission, because you're doing so much good. And please, Lord, please continue to touch Elon Musk's heart and get him to be as hardcore as he can. Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
And yet, after the right-wing homosexual Milo Yiannopoulos defended pederasty, stating that there is a benefit for young boys to have relationships with older men.
Some of those relationships between younger boys and older men, the sort of coming-of-age relationships, the relationships in which those older men help those young boys to discover who they are and give them security and safety and provide them with love and a reliable and sort of a rock where they can't speak to their parents. Some of those relationships are some of the most
molestation to me.
You are advocating for cross-generational relationships here. Can we be honest about that?
Yeah, I don't mind admitting that, and I think particularly in the gay world and outside the Catholic Church, if that's where some of you want to go with this, I think in the gay world, some of the most important, enriching, and incredibly, life-affirming, important, shaping relationships, very often between younger boys and older men, can be hugely positive experiences.
Alex Jones did not expose Milo Yiannopoulos with the zeal that he is showing right here. Alex Jones, in fact, defended Milo, going so far as to argue that it was Milo who was the victim. So why didn't Alex Jones have this same level of zeal and indignation when it came to Milo Yiannopoulos? Because he will defend those of his own circle. Well, look, people are attacking Musk, and Musk is talking about grooming gangs in the UK. Musk is this amazing person. He is a hero. He's a hero. It's like that song from, I think it's from Shrek, I Need a Hero. I mean, there's just so much reverence for this Musk guy coming from his sycophants, and this is after so many people turned against Musk because he said what? What did Musk say that pissed off everyone? He said, well, we need more Indian immigrants into the United States so that they can work for America's big tech industry because Americans are just too stupid. We don't have enough great minds for America's Silicon Valley tech industry, and plus I want to build a city where I can just have people working for me, working for Tesla while living next to the big Tesla factory, and so I need enough people willing enough to move into my city, and Americans don't really like going to a different region to work, so bring in the Hindus. Bring them all in. And this really pissed off a lot of people because Musk basically said, Americans are too stupid. Americans are too dumb. Americans don't have enough great minds to work for my tech empire. I need greater minds. And then you had that Vivek Ramaswamy guy come in and he really put fuel on the fire and he said, well, America celebrates mediocrity. America is too mediocre. We need greater minds. And the source, the land of these greater minds is my land, the land of the Brahmin. Because Vivek Ramaswamy is a Brahmin. He is on the top caste of the whole Hindu structure of Indian society. Vivek Ramaswamy is on the top of the Hindu hierarchy. He is a Brahmin, and I believe also his wife is also a Brahmin, and so he is amongst these great minds of the world, and America doesn't even comprehend. It cannot even fathom the immensity, the immense genius of the Hindu mind. And so Vivek basically said, Americans are stupid. And Americans said, what the hell, Elon? We supported you all this time. We really love the fact that you bought X, or you bought Twitter and changed it into X, and then we really love the fact that you supported Donald Trump and that you're still supporting Donald Trump. We really love you for that, Elon. And then what do, Elon? You turn around and call us stupid, or you say that America doesn't have enough intelligent people, and we have to go to some third world country where people worship cows and they revere cow shit, and they don't have enough toilets, and they have more iPhones, they have more smartphones than toilets, and they're shitting on the streets, and then you're saying those people are smarter than us, and oh my God. And then you fast forward to today, and you see what's been happening. Elon Musk is now saying that Nigel Farage should no longer be the leader of Reform UK. And this is after Elon Musk declared that Germany's only hope is Germany's biggest far-right nationalist party, AfD. And so you see Elon Musk trying to influence the elections of other countries, trying to influence the politics of other countries. And what is he doing? What type of influence is he trying to inculcate? I'm so enthusiastic about this topic because we are seeing the great transitioning. We are seeing a transition from the world of centrist politics to a world of radical politics. And in fact, I'm so enthusiastic that I'm sweating, guys. I'm sweating. Well, really, in all seriousness, I just got out of the shower, so I got a little shower sweat. Bear with me, guys, but it's really, really surreal to see what's happening. The wealthiest man in the world is not just enjoying his wealth. He's not just enjoying a life of wealth where I don't know, he could just bang supermodels and party on a yacht and live in a really, really fancy house and live in a fancy building. No. Elon Musk has gone down the route of the evil genius. He has all the money in the world, and so he has all the influence in the world. I mean, really, who are the holders of political influence and power but the people who have the money? The people who have the money are those who have power. Power equals having lots of money. And so Elon Musk had a meeting with Nigel Farage last month, and he told Nigel, listen, Nigel, I could give you $100 million to support your campaign. And Nigel Farage, of course, would welcome such a generous donation. But now Elon Musk is saying, okay, Reform UK, you have to get rid of Farage as your leader. And Farage is now on the crosshairs of Elon Musk. Now, what did Farage do to piss off Musk so much? Well, Farage said, I don't want Tommy Robinson in my party. I don't want to have my party associating with Tommy Robinson. Well, why not? Well, because Tommy Robinson has a reputation of being a violent insider, a violent provocateur.
But do you worry that the party pooper could be the person who may be your biggest saviour a week ago, Elon Musk? You called him a bloody hero on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Do you still think that? He's saying remarks now attacking Britain, supporting Tommy Robinson. Is he now political kryptonite to you?
Well, he's attacking the leadership of Britain. I mean, he's saying Britain's been terribly badly led, and that the grooming scandal, the mass rape scandal, which has resurfaced, and so yes, he is attacking the leadership in Britain. He's very supportive of me. He's very supportive of the party. He sees Robinson as one of these people that fought against the grooming gangs. But of course, the truth is, Tommy Robinson's in prison, not for that, but for contempt of court for the third occasion. There are people in Britain who think that Robinson is a political prisoner. That's the narrative that he's pushed out. That's how he earns his living, but it isn't quite true.
Would you accept Robinson as a member of your party? You quit UKIP over the association with him last.
Robinson has been to prison many, many times for many, many things. Mortgage fraud, passport problems, you name it. He's got his own campaign. We are a political party aiming to win the next general election. He's not what we need.
He is an agent provocateur. He was Tommy Robinson. Okay, let's get a little bit into him. Tommy Robinson used to be supported by Pamela Geller. Yes, that's right. And I spent about a month investigating Pamela Geller, and what did I find? Pamela Geller was really behind a whole network of different thuggish groups in various parts of Europe that were posing themselves as good patriots when the reality was that these people were just thugs. And Pamela Geller was backing this network. It was called Stop the Islamization of Nations, or SION. But Pamela Geller was behind this network of thugs in Serbia, thugs in Bulgaria, thugs in Spain. Yes, you can look into this. In fact, I wrote an entire investigation on this, and I'll put the link down below so you guys can read it. And so if you are running a serious political party and you want to win an election, you don't really want to associate yourself with someone who is in such a group of insidious people, or who would associate himself with such insidious circles of people. And so Nigel Farage is saying, listen, I don't want to associate myself with this guy. Right now, Tommy Robinson is serving an 18-month sentence in jail. Why is this? Well, Tommy Robinson accused a Syrian teenager of assaulting English girls. And then the Syrian teenager brought out a lawsuit against Tommy Robinson. And the judge said, okay, Tommy, you have to pay £100,000 to the Syrian teenager and never make such an accusation against him again. And what did Tommy Robinson do? He continued with the accusations, and so now he's serving an 18-month sentence in jail for contempt of court. So Tommy Robinson is a criminal, he's in jail, and he is known as an insider. He is known as someone who riles people up. Last year, in the summer of last year to be specific, there was literally a race riot in the UK. There was a series of riots in the UK, in England, and also in Northern Ireland, in Belfast, and you had these nationalist thugs, these thuggish hooligan types who were sacking people's businesses because the business owners were foreigners, they were Middle Eastern, or they were from a different country, from some other country. And these people are fans of Tommy Robinson. And one of the things that incited these people to become violent was, well, Tommy Robinson went on to X and he said that the guy who murdered those 3 little girls in England was actually a Syrian migrant. People believed this sort of thing. Other people were spreading that sort of disinformation. Andrew Tate was another one. He said, oh yes, it was some Syrian guy who got off a boat. And so this incited people. People thought, oh my God, these Syrians, they're murdering our little girls. Turned out the murderer was actually some African Welsh guy who was born in Wales. And the murderer wasn't Syrian, but that didn't matter. And even when that information got out, the rioters didn't give a damn. They said, no, we want to continue to riot. And they were looting and stealing and destroying. And it was just absolute chaos. And so Tommy Robinson, he was one of the guys who helped to spread that disinformation, which incited that mob. And the people who did the mob violence were fans of Tommy Robinson. So Farage is trying to get all the different demographic factions to vote for his party, and the last thing he wants to do is to support a group of people who are essentially just provocateurs and hooligans. He doesn't want to deal with those people, and I can't blame him. So what does Elon Musk do? He says, okay, Mr. Farage, well, I think your party should just topple you. I think that your party should not allow you to be their main leader running for office, running for the parliament. And I'm going to assume that Elon Musk is dangling that $100 million donation to pressure the party to acquiesce to his demands. Such as politics. This is how politics works. You have people with lots of money, and then they use money to get political parties to acquiesce to do what they want. And so you see who Elon Musk is supporting. He is supporting Tommy Robinson, an insider, a hooligan, a thuggish individual. In Germany, Elon Musk is doing a very similar thing. He is supporting the AfD. Now, the AfD, I will say, is a lot darker than Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson, people will say that he's a neo-Nazi. I don't see any evidence that he's a neo-Nazi. I will say that he is a provocateur and he is an opportunist who loves power. He likes the idea of inciting people. In fact, back in 2011, Tommy Robinson did a speech in which he said, Muslims, listen up. Every single Muslim living here in the UK is going to feel the full power of the EDL. That was his organization back in the day. If any Muslim hurts any English person here on English soil, something like that. And it was basically just incitement. That's what it was. And so he's an insider. He's an opportunist. Yes, he's bad. He's thuggish. But he's very, very pro-Israel. So you can't really say the guy is a Nazi. He's hardcore pro-Israel. The thing about the AfD is that while the AfD has pro-Israel members and it has a Jewish branch within its own political party, the AfD is dominated by Nazis. Now, I know it's kind of it's kind of seen as adventuresome and far-fetched and sensational to start calling people Nazis nowadays. Nowadays, if you say that someone's a Nazi, automatically you are going to be attacked by a bunch of right-wingers and conservatives, and they're going to say, well, everyone's being called a Nazi nowadays. The left calls everyone that they don't like Nazis, and so you're probably full of crap, and then people don't believe you. But I will say with certainty and with confidence that the AFD is dominated by Nazis. If you don't believe me, just look up one of its most, if not its most popular leader, Björn Höcke. Björn Höcke used to write for Nazi publications. I've said this many times. Björn Höcke has expressed his spite against Holocaust memorials.
Diese dämliche Bewältigungspolitik, die lähmt uns heute noch viel mehr als zu Franz Josef Strauß-Zeiten. Wir brauchen nichts anderes als eine erinnerungspolitische Wende 180 Grad.
If someone is pro-Israel, all right, if someone is anti-Nazi, they are not going to be expressing hatred towards Holocaust memorials being in their country. They're just not going to do that, but Björn Höcke does that. The AFD is also the most militaristic party in Germany right now. I know that sounds crazy because you have the Christian Democrats and you have Germany's Social Democrats and you have Greens, the German Green Party, also supporting Germany, backing the Ukrainian military and such. And you even have people in Germany who are not members of the AFD, who are members of other mainstream parties, supporting the idea of Germany sending troops into Ukraine. You have this reality. You have Miss Baerbock, whatever her name was. She talked about the idea of putting soldiers or deploying troops into Ukraine, or I think she said something like, I'm not going to leave out the idea. And then you had Mr. Kaiserwetter, he's a Christian Democrat, and he recently stated that Germany needs to send troops into Ukraine after the war in Ukraine is over. AFD comes across as the party of peace. They're saying, listen, we are not interested in war. We don't want war. We are the party of peace. We don't want war with Russia. Yeah. But if you actually look at their party and see what they have been up to, it is quite disturbing. Out of all the parties in Germany, they have the highest number of military personnel. Out of all the parties in Germany, they have the highest number of German military veterans. And they also have an entire branch that is dedicated to German foreign policy in regards to how to use the military. And the AFD wants to revive German militarist culture. And they've even talked about reviving German military culture in the sense of actually integrating military culture with regular German civilian culture. So we're talking about really reviving German militarism. We're talking about military marches on the streets, that sort of thing. We're talking about really in a serious, in a very intensive manner, bringing back German militarist culture into German society. The AFD has also stated that they are not in favor for war with Russia. They have also said that they are not in favor of the war because this is America's war, not Germany's war. And they want to use the German military in Germany's own accord. So they want to decide what Germany's military does, and they don't want America to be dictating German foreign policy. They want Germany to dictate Germany's foreign policy. So they don't really have a problem with war. They have a problem with America controlling Germany's military. They want really a German intifada. They want Germany's military to be independent and just solely controlled by the German government. This is what they want. They are hardcore militarists, whereas other German mainstream parties, while they will say things in favor of using Germany's military or backing Ukraine's military in some way, they will still say we are under NATO. AFD is more for hardcore German independence. They want a German intifada. They want to break free from America's control over Germany, which has been going on since the end of the Second World War. Germany has been an occupied country since the end of the Second World War. Elon Musk has come in and he has said, I am in favor for the AFD. But not only that, Elon Musk went so far as to say that the only hope that Germany has is the AFD. That is Germany's only hope. And the AFD took Elon Musk's rhetoric and has gone hardcore with it. They have They have gone third gear with Elon Musk's endorsement, and they have been saying, "We are Deutschland's only hope." And so which party is Elon Musk supporting here? He is supporting a remarketed Nazi party. It's a Nazi party that has marketed itself to look somewhat moderate, but when you read between the lines and you actually read about their most popular leader, Mr. Bjorn Höcke, it is very obvious that this is a hardcore far-right German nationalist party that has Nazi sympathies within it, and it has Nazis within itself. It has Nazis within the party. And this is what Elon Musk is supporting. So what is happening here? What's happening here is Elon Musk wants to accelerate the transition that we have been seeing for the last decade or so, which is a transitioning towards radicalism. This is what we are witnessing. And it's not just in Europe. Elon Musk has also been supporting the BJP, the radical Hindu nationalist party. And he has supported the BJP by acquiescing to all of their demands of censorship. And I talked about this a while back ago because everybody was praising Elon Musk because supposedly Elon Musk is a free speech absolutist. And so all these conservatives, all you right-wingers fell for the trap like you always do. So you right-wingers, you love to fall for these traps, because right-wingers are always thirsting for any celebrity to show even a little modicum of support for anything they believe in. Hell, somebody asked Elon Musk, "Are you pro-life? What's your view on abortion?" And Elon Musk said,
My opinion is that if a baby can survive outside the womb, it cannot be aborted. It cannot. So if a baby can survive outside the womb, if it is far enough in gestation to survive outside the womb, at that point it is not abortion, it is murder.
Well, if the baby can live outside of the womb, the baby should be protected. That's not what the lady was asking about. That's not what the pro-life cause is about. Of course, everyone agrees. Well, not everyone, but most people agree, generally speaking, people agree that if a baby can live outside of the womb, it's ready to be born. The pro-life movement is not talking about that primarily. The pro-life movement is talking about protecting the unborn. What about the unborn who can't survive outside of the mother's womb? Elon Musk doesn't give a damn about those unborn people because Elon Musk is a eugenist, and he's all in favor for embryo selection. And embryo selection entails the destruction of embryos that are seen as not genetically fit enough to be born. That's what embryo selection is about. It's about conceiving a bunch of human embryos in a lab. Some doctor looks at the embryos, screens the embryos, and says, okay, this embryo has the genes you're looking for, so this embryo has a right to be born. These other embryos, they don't have the genetic quality that we're looking for, so they don't have a right to be born. We don't see them as being fit to be born, so down the waste bin they go.
So are we going to come to the point, and maybe we're already there, where we're not necessarily constrained by technology so much as we are by moral considerations? And I'm thinking about, you want your blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby or whatever, whatever stereotype you're looking for, and you want to be 6 feet tall and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I know that a lot of this is still just not even quite possible yet, but I feel like we're kind of getting there a little bit. Maybe I'll first ask, where are we with that sort of tinkering with a genome?
I mean, tinkering, so screening, we're there. Tinkering, we have the technology, but to actually do it is higher risk, ethically, and, really it's legal liability. Part of the issue here is, it's legal in the United States to go in and cut the fetus's head off and then extract the body in the second trimester. What do you think happens when the Down syndrome test comes back positive at the end of the first trimester, early second trimester? You know what I'm saying? The fetus is too big for a standard, pill, and so they have to do things like extract, whatever. But it's supposedly super controversial to do gene editing on the same non-person human, because it's not a person. It doesn't have personhood, right? So it's not an independent organism, so technically you should be able to, but there's risks.
And don't be surprised if such people start treating already born humans in the same way. Well, you were born already, but you don't have the genes that we're looking for. Us Hindus and us Nazis in Silicon Valley, we want to live forever. And so we want to prevent all diseases, and that means stopping all of the genetics, purging out all of the genetics that lead to disease. And you people have those genes that lead to disease, so we don't want you having any children, so we're gonna sterilize you. And yeah, in such a case, we would be right back in the mid-20th century when America had those types of policies. Elon Musk presented himself as a free speech absolutist, and you conservatives fell for it. I did not fall for it because I don't fall for this bullshit. I know I'm going to sound like some millennial boomer, but I've been alive long enough and I've been researching this stuff long enough to see a pattern. You have some guy that conservatives revere and worship, and they act all sycophantal towards this person, and then that person somehow disappoints them, and then the cycle continues on. You guys revered Glenn Beck for years. I warned you guys about Glenn Beck, and now you guys don't even talk about Glenn Beck because Glenn Beck started to criticize your savior, Donald Trump. You guys were revering Elon Musk, and now a lot of you guys are disappointed with Elon Musk because he said, hey, Americans are kind of stupid, so we need some smart people from India where they worship cows. In other words, he's saying, you Americans are so dumb that I would rather have a bunch of cow worshippers over you. I mean, it's pretty insulting, I will admit. But you guys revered this guy, and you said he was a free speech absolutist. And what did I tell you guys in one of my prior videos? I said that Elon Musk actually implements censorship when the BJP, the radical Hindu nationalist party, asks him to censor certain people who are critical of Hindu nationalism. And the BJP, by the way, stands for Bharatiya Janata Party. And they are all for censorship. They are not for freedom. You have these Hindus who will try to hoodwink you on X, and they'll say things like, Hindus are not for religious fanaticism at all. Hindus are not for bringing religion into any society. We are for freedom and democracy. We are for liberty, unlike those Muslims. Unlike those evil Muslims who don't eat pork. They don't eat pork. They are the cow eaters. We are the cow worshippers. The Hindus like to put up this facade. The reality is that once the Hindus take power, and you can see this just by reading about the BJP, they will not hesitate to censor those who they deem as enemies. And so there are people in India who are decent enough to criticize the BJP. They don't like the BJP. And so the BJP goes to X and says, hey, what are you bastards over there in X doing? You are not helping us. You are not helping us. We want those people to be censored. Elon, what are you doing, damn it? Censor these people. I'm a free speech. I'm a free speech absolutist. He has a way of talking. It's like he mumbles and says, and like. And after about the second or third, or you like, he'll give you a burst of information, and then he goes back to the mumbling, and it's just, I'm all for free speech, and And so Elon Musk will comply with the demands of the BJP. He will comply, he will acquiesce to the demands for censorship from the BJP. The BJP says, censor these bastards, they do not worship cows like we do, damn it. They want to have the beef Big Mac in McDonald's. This is bullshit. Oh no, I worship bullshit. I worship cows, that means I worship bullshit. This is pig shit. Elon, censor them. And so Elon will censor them. And I pointed this out to you guys months ago, and I said, listen, he's not for censorship. He actually will censor people in India. And before you say, well, Theodore, he's simply complying with the laws of India. Well, how come he didn't comply with the laws of Brazil initially? Eventually, he did acquiesce because Brazil, come on, it's Brazil. It's a giant market. Every time you have a famous singer who's no longer famous, what do you see underneath all of his or hers videos on YouTube? Please come to Brazil. Talk to any musician who's no longer famous. and they'll tell you, we get calls to go perform in Brazil. Brazil's a huge market. There's like, what, 200 million people living in Brazil? There's a lot of people living over there, and, you know, they're doing jujitsu, and, I don't know, they're robbing each other in their favelas, and, well, they just so happen to have a violent outbreak of political chaos not too long ago because Bolsonaro lost the election, and then all of his followers came out and they said this is garbage, blah blah blah. And so what did they do? They coordinated a riot, and they coordinated the riot by using X. And then the Brazilian government, the Brazilian Supreme Court, told Elon, hey Elon, could you deactivate these people's accounts for us because they used your website to coordinate a riot. And Elon said, nope, I am a free speech absolutist. And so Brazil's like, all right, X is banned, goodbye. And eventually Elon Musk acquiesced to their demands, and now X is back in Brazil. He resisted Brazil for a while, but he did not resist the BJP. Why is that? He wants Indians, Hindus in America. He wants to bring them all in. Not bring them all in, but he wants to bring in a lot of Hindus into America because he thinks Hindus are more intelligently superior to Americans, generally speaking. He's hanging out with Vivek Ramaswamy, and he doesn't mind. He never hesitated really to censor the demands, to censor people who are critical of Hindu nationalism or the Hindu Nationalist Party. Also, let's see, Musk is for eugenics. He believes that everyone should have the Neuralink microchip implanted in their brains because, according to him, it would be the next step of human evolution. So he wants to recreate humanity, and he wants to genetically engineer humanity within this paradigm of transhumanist ideology, which is basically our form of eugenics for today.
Going back to the AI situation, if you assume any rate of advancement in AI, we will be left behind by a lot. We would be so far below them in intelligence that it would be like, you know, a pet, basically.
Pet, that's what I was thinking.
Like a pet. Like a cat.
The reality is that he believes in human engineering. He wants to engineer humanity and create a new human being. And that is eugenics. That is the essence of eugenics. Eugenics is what? Human engineering. Biologically engineering society so that they can have a new human, and they believe that they are pushing the process of human evolution. So they talk about natural selection, and they say, well, nature chooses which genes are passed down and which genes are purged out, which genes get perpetuated and which genes get cast out and put down the rubbish bin and get destroyed. And they will say, evolutionists will say that natural selection is nature. It's a force of nature, but these people want to be natural selection. That's what they want to be. They want to play God and remake man in their own image.
Do you think there will be a world in the next couple of decades where it's hundreds of millions of people have Neuralinks?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think when they see the capabilities, the superhuman capabilities that are possible?
Yeah, if it's extremely safe, and you can have superhuman abilities, and let's say you can upload your memories, you know, so you wouldn't lose memories, then I think probably a lot of people would choose to have it.
And so what do we see with Musk? Let's see. He loves Hindus. He will censor for Hindu nationalists, and he's a eugenist, and he wants to put this Neuralink microchip into everyone's brain. Oh, he's like what? He's like a Nazi. The Nazis were people who what? They loved the idea of a technocracy, or they loved the idea of industries running society or working with the state to run society, and that's why you had big German companies literally running death camps and work camps. That's why you had Werner von freaking Braun, who NASA would later hire, running a slave labor camp to build this giant rocket for the Nazi military, and he was literally working people to death. People would have to wake up right before the sun would rise, and then they would be forced to walk for miles and miles and miles into this work camp, and then they would be forced to work for hours and hours all day, making these people work, and people would be worked to death. If they didn't work hard enough, they would be beaten or shot. Werner von Braun was a murderer, and he was all about technology. And so you had big German companies like IG Farben running work camps. And so the German government, the Nazi government, was all about big industry and giving power over life and death to big industry. Musk is all about big industry. He's all about having this sort of technocratic society, running the country. And then Elon Musk is also a eugenist. He is also someone who sympathizes with Hinduism, and he censors for Hindu nationalists.
And did you see Elon Musk's bedside table picture that he put on Twitter?
Yes, I did, but I don't remember a trident. Was there a trident in there?
Look, the Vajra, which comes from the trident, or the trident comes from that. He had that in the lower left corner of the picture. That is the symbol that comes from ancient Hindu that is supposed to be the most powerful thing in the entire universe.
Oh, and the Nazis were what? They were into big industry. They were into eugenics. Oh, and they loved Hinduism. That's why their symbol was the swastika. That's why it was the swastika, the swastika. And so you're seeing this revival of Nazism, and it has a slightly different face because we have different technology nowadays. We have more advanced technology. Believe me, if Hitler had CRISPR, he would use it. If Hitler saw what we have today, he would be in absolute awe and he would be in jubilation. Oh, embryo selection, bettering the race through embryo selection. This is amazing. Yes, where do I sign up? And Elon Musk believes that the people who will have the Neuralink implanted in their brains are going to be better than the people who are not going to have the Neuralink, the people who will refuse to have the Neuralink. And he has said that the Neuralink will be a next step or a next stage of human evolution. This is about human engineering. And you know what's so ironic? Well, for a lot of people, this would be ironic. It's not really ironic for me because I don't really trust any major influencer. But what's so amazing is that Alex Jones has been kissing Elon Musk's ass lately. Oh yes, you can see the videos on X praising Musk as a hero. You would think that Alex Jones would be blowing the horn of Gondor, warning people about Elon Musk, because I remember many years ago, Alex Jones burning a US dollar saying, down with the New World Order. And I remember Alex Jones going to some DMV center somewhere saying, I'm not going to register with this or that because this is the New World Order.
I should not have to thumb scan and be in a computer. They also digitally capture your signature and your photograph. And the media is talking about thumb scanning to travel. You're working with the foreign banks and the military-industrial complex.
But damn it, if Elon Musk wants to put microchips into everyone's heads, hey, Elon Musk is great. You would think, okay, Elon Musk, he's with Silicon Valley, he's with Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel runs Palantir. Palantir is the biggest data analytics, AI software development company in the world. And so Musk is with that guy. Musk is also supporting a big ultra-nationalist party, which is huge into German militarism. You would think Alex Jones would be saying, New World Order, Nazis, this is evil, don't trust it, guys. But no, Alex Jones is supporting it, and he is leading you people. He is leading his followers astray. And now a lot of people got upset with Musk because he said Americans are too dumb, Indians are generally smart, or India has better brains than America. And that pissed off a lot of people, understandably so, rightfully so. What Elon Musk said was to be honest with you, it was just nasty. America is a country that's supported Elon Musk the most, and Americans have been just absolutely huge fans of Elon Musk, generally speaking. And so Elon Musk stabbed the Americans in the back and said, hey, he was like the genie in Aladdin. Sorry, Aladdin, I have a new master now. And this time it's not Jafar, it's Shiva, it's Lord Kali, it's the people from the Temple of Doom, the thuggies. But, Elon Musk pissed off a lot of people, and my hope is that enough people have wised up to this guy. That's my hope. And my hope is that people are not just my hope is that people didn't just get angry once with him and then they changed their mind and said, oh, okay, Elon Musk is great. My hope is that people have wised up to this guy enough to say, we're not falling for him. But sadly, I'm afraid enough people are still in the Elon Musk cult, and they are in that world of sycophancy and being sycophantic towards this sick person, this sicko. He is a sicko. He's an evil person. I mean, this guy, he puts on an outfit, right, that has an upside down cross. Musk is clearly satanic, and he thinks that the people who are not going to have the Neuralink are not going to be as evolved. They're not going to perform as efficiently as the person who's going to have the Neuralink. So if he gets what he wants, if he gets his dystopian technocratic society, what's going to happen to the people who are going to resist him? What's going to happen to the people who don't want the Neuralink or who don't want to acquiesce to his transhumanist religion? I don't know. They're going to be forced to become some kind of an underclass, perhaps. I wouldn't be surprised if they start opening up death camps or work camps for people who don't want to comply with transhumanism. Transhumanism, I believe, is the eugenics of our time. It's just very obvious. It's the eugenics of our time. Just like in the mid-20th century, they had eugenics and they believed in forcefully sterilizing people because those people were deemed as being genetically unfit to have children. And then the Nazis took that policy and then they went third gear with that policy and they started actually mass murdering people who they deemed as genetically inferior. Nowadays, we have transhumanism, and transhumanism is basically just eugenics. That's what it is. Transhumanists like Musk and like TL, they believe in embryo selection. They believe that they believe in this idea of conceiving humans in a lab, and then some evil scientist does a genetic screening of all the embryos, and he says, okay, this is the embryo that should be born. These other embryos, no, they don't have the genes that we're looking for. That's eugenics. The word eugenics literally means of good stock. They want the person who has the best genetic stock to have children and to be born. And so with such a way of thinking, if such an ideology escalates, they will ultimately begin to apply the same way of thinking to already born people. So at one point, right now, they're saying certain embryos don't have a right to be born or shouldn't be born. Well, in the future, they're going to say certain people don't have a right to even live, let alone have children, because they don't have the genes that we're looking for. Do you guys see what I'm saying? This is just modern day eugenics. It's just Nazism. That's what this is. And so if these people get what they want, they are going to implement a transhumanist dystopian society. And they are going to enact a transhumanist despotism. And people talk about Sharia law. Oh, Sharia law is going to take over America, guys. And this, oh my God. It's so stupid. The state of Texas recently said, oh, Sharia law is banned in America. It's banned. Oh, yes, because the Texas cowgirls are going to eventually become the Texas hijabi girls, and they're going to start riding camels instead of horses, and we're going to start drinking camel piss instead of cow milk. I mean, really, really, guys. But the wealthiest dude in the world is in America. He is conducting his major industrial business. He's running Tesla, and he's influencing politics, and he doesn't believe in Sharia law. No. He believes in technocratic Sharia law. He believes in transhumanist Sharia law. He believes in trans Sharia law. You know what's so disturbing is that I was warning you guys about this for years. I found an article that I wrote back in, I want to say 2020 or 2021, warning people about Musk's transhumanist ideology. Nobody cared. Not a lot of people read it. And people just didn't give a damn. I was warning people about Neuralink and this modern day eugenics and transhumanism and how it's being pushed by Musk and TL. I was warning people about this stuff. And nobody gave a damn. It was only when Musk said, hey, India has better brains than America does, that you guys got pissed off. Now, I'm glad that people started to wise up to this guy, but that's what it took to get you guys to wake up to the evil of this person, to the evil of Musk and his ilk? Really? The idea of Neuralink and putting microchips into people's brains to accelerate the process of human evolution, that didn't disturb you at all, but I guess that's what it took. What it took was him saying India's got more intelligent people than America. You guys didn't even give a damn about the push for eugenics, yet you guys are talking about Sharia law and immigration and this and that, but you got the wealthiest person in the world, the person who has in his hands the ultimate financial power, and he's pushing this evil ideology of transhumanism. And that didn't really bother you guys so much. I mean, really, guys, that's disturbing. That is absolutely disturbing. It is very disturbing. But these people want to push that. And you see what these technocrats are doing. You see the evil that these Silicon Valley people are doing. You see Israel just using AI to slaughter tens of thousands of people. Israel, this evil country, it's an evil country. It's about to revive the Sanhedrin, for crying out loud. You have people who want to kill Christians, burn churches in this country, and you have American Christians waving the Israeli flag, and they're revering people like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. And what happened? Israel was using AI to target people. Now, for years, Christians have been talking about how the government wants to track you down. The government wants to find out where you live. The government wants to know what you're doing. The government is listening in on your phone calls. And yes, we should absolutely be worried about those things. But we have literally seen the destructive consequences of such a surveillance policy, data analytics policy, right there. And the American conservatives, a lot of them don't give a damn. Why? Oh, because it's Israel using the AI to find targets for destruction. What does Israel do? Israel says, okay, what are all of the internet activities of the Gazans? They're not saying the internet activities of the Americans. They're saying the internet activities of the Gazans. Well, here's all of the data from all of the internet activities of the Gazan people. And so they get all that data, they put it all into this AI program that's very, very similar to what Peter Thiel produces. And they say, okay, here's all of the data analytics. And the AI program called Lavender has put all the data together, and it has come up with this list of targets for destruction. Okay, destroy all the targets. Boom, 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 boom. Thousands of people dead. And they use the data analytics that they get from surveilling the Gazans, and gathering all their internet activities. They used all that data to slaughter people. So for the first time, we have seen data analytics, we have seen surveillance information, or information gained through surveillance, being used to slaughter people in droves by the thousands. We've seen this for the first time. Christians, what are they doing? I love Musk. Oh yes, let me just wave my Israeli flag. It's, oh my God. Guys, we are literally seeing the future of genocide. We are seeing it in the microcosm that is Gaza. Gaza is a giant laboratory, and these Gazans are just lab rats. And people like Peter Thiel, they have been watching this with jubilation, and they've been watching this with extreme interest. And what happened? What happened on December 10th of last month, technically last year now? What happened? Freaking Palantir, Peter Thiel's big data analytics surveillance software development company, went to Israel, and they went into this big tech conference in Israel somewhere, and they said, oh yes, Israel, buy our stuff, because we can see that you're using this type of technology to kill so many people, and it has proven so effectively in just blending human beings in this giant blender of death and blood and gore and gruesomeness and slaughter called Gaza. And you've used this type of AI technology. Buy more of our stuff, Israel. That doesn't bother you? That doesn't bother you that they actually just gathered because Israel said, okay, we want to kill enough people in Gaza. We want to kill a lot of people in Gaza so we can push the Gazans out because they want to expand Jewish presence in Gaza. They have their own, you see, the Germans had a concept called Lebensraum, which literally means living space. The Germans did it in Poland, they did it in Eastern Europe, and the Germans said, okay, historically speaking, these regions of Eastern Europe were inhabited by ancient Germans, and because they had this whole obsession with the barbarian hordes and the ancient Germans who sacked Rome, and they believed that the Germans were a part of the primordial human, that the Germans were amongst the first humans, and that they migrated out of India, and they brought the swastika with them, and they invaded Europe, and they took those lands, and then these very Indo-Aryans would sack Rome, and they would bring about their superior civilization. And yes, the Germans had very sick ideas such as this. They had this idea of Lebensraum. So they said, okay, Poland used to be inhabited by Germans. We're gonna take Poland. This land belongs to us. And what do the fanatical Israelis believe? That Gaza was originally inhabited by Jews, and this is true. There were Jews living in Gaza a long time ago. I'm not saying that's not true, but they believe that because of this historical reality, they have the right to exterminate people, to butcher people, and push them out of their homes so that Jews can replace them. This is Jewish Lebensraum. That's what you're seeing. Jewish Lebensraum. That's what it is. And they're using AI technology to slaughter people, to push them out of their homes. And people like Thiel and people like him, people like Alex Karp, these Silicon Valley fascists, these techno-fascists, they say, this is great. Buy our stuff. Sell more. What is the ideology of Thiel? The ideology of Thiel is transhumanism, embryo selection, designer babies. Oh, you want a baby with blue eyes and blonde hair? Oh, okay, we can do that for you. Here's all the embryos. Here's the embryo that has the genes that you're looking for. The other embryos, not so much. Put them down the rubbish bin. Use embryo selection to better mankind. And that is their worldview, and how they look at humanity is a reflection of their own ideology, and they see people being butchered by Israel, and they see it as a business opportunity, because that's how they see humanity. They see humanity as really nothing, and they see themselves as part of this intellectual, technocratic elite. They see themselves as the ones who have the greater minds. It's insane. But this is how these people think. And so if these transhumanists take power, you think they're going to be nice? You think people like Elon Musk is going to be nice if he gets power? These people will be worse than Hitler. They're going to be like Hitler on steroids, because they're going to have all this technology. They're going to have technology that would have been in Hitler's wet dream. It's just, this evil is so real. And what did it take to get people to wake up to Musk? Well, he said that India has better minds. But you see, that's a reflection of his own paradigm. He sees the Indians as being better intellectually than the Americans. Why? Well, he has this love for India. Perhaps it's because they're Hindus, and maybe he has a love for Hinduism and a hatred for Christianity, and that's why he wore that outfit with the upside down cross. These people are Antichrist. And there are a lot of people in the right wing who believe in embryo selection, and they believe in eugenics. Look at Jared Taylor. A lot of Americans are falling for Jared Taylor, but Jared Taylor, he loves Planned Parenthood. Jared Taylor is a eugenist, and recently Jared Taylor was talking to some Palestinian American guy about the white folks of West Virginia, and Jared Taylor said, yeah, West Virginia, they have the lowest tier white people in all of America. And Jared Taylor believes in embryo selection, and he believes that the white race can better itself through embryo selection. Well, hold on a second. I thought you wanted white people to have more and more kids, but you actually want certain white people to be born, and you see certain white people as not being as worthy of being born as other white people, because you believe in embryo selection, which would entail conceiving a bunch of embryos in a lab like in the movie The Matrix, and then only a certain embryo being allowed to be born, only a certain embryo being seen as worthy of being born, and the rest of the embryos, even though they are white embryos, being seen as worthy of the rubbish bin. If you give these people power, they're not going to help white people. Just like the Germans didn't help white people. Yes, the Germans said, oh, we're here for the Aryan race. And how many tens of millions of white people died because of Nazi aspirations? These people are not your friends. They are leading us into a path of radicalism, and this radicalism will lead to death. Anyway, you guys just heard some theology. God bless.